How's it going, everyone? My name is Maximilian, and you're watching episode 9 of Street Fighter X Tekken, The Online Warrior. So Street Fighter X Tekken recently got some new additions over the past couple of weeks. Most notably, the first DLC gem patch came out, which gave people access to a bunch of new gems, and some of which that are extremely questionably powerful. There's been a lot of information about this Ultimate Defense gem that's come out, and essentially what it does, it gives you the ability to auto-block, and it gives you the ability to auto-tech throws at the cost of about 1/8 your total meter. So it's a very powerful gem, and at the moment a lot of people are being really abusive with the gem online, from what I understand. I haven't run into too many players myself, but everybody else that seems to play the game online right now is running into this issue, and Ultimate Defense is a problem. However, there is some good news about it. This gem is extremely powerful, and Capcom does seem to know it. So there was some recent interview with Capcom saying that they're looking into the gem itself to see if it can possibly be adjusted, and I hope removed. The biggest issue with this is the fact that I think it was a DLC gem, and if you pay for something or you get something that you properly download onto your system, it's really difficult to try to change that if you've already purchased something. However, I hope to see this change happen pretty soon, because let me get your guys' opinion on this. There's a lot of things that are wrong with Street Fighter X Tekken, and a lot of things that affect the gameplay, as much as it is the game that is really fun to play, but not fun to watch. This auto-block stuff is some of the worst things to happen. I understand where they were coming from. I can see the design decisions to put auto-block into the game, but when they did it, they didn't really figure out the idea that if you put that into the hands of players that are somewhat good, that avoids the mix-up, and in the mix-up in Street Fighter X Tekken is really important, because that gives you the opportunity to do damage, and doing damage in this game is more important than most other fighting games because of the clock. And with the clock in mind, if you have auto-block on, you're not going to be losing much health. So even at the cost of not being able to do EXs and supers and, cross rushes, or cross combos and things like that, it's worth it because you avoid mix-ups. That's the rough part about the Ultimate Defense and the auto-block gems and the assist gems in general, is that it kind of takes away the entire metagame of fighting games for the expense of hopefully making newer players a little bit better, to go against higher level players. But in general, a newer level player, even using gems and stuff like that, isn't going to beat somebody who understands what they're doing in Street Fighter X Tekken. And now we have the moment where they're being put into the hands of players who actually know what they're doing, and it becomes really easy to win. There were some recent videos that Art put up, Arturo Sanchez, about his experience online with the auto-block gem, and he would literally have people walking towards him, just soaking the block damage, soaking the meter-eating auto-block, and just approaching, and they'd be fine, because the meter usage as a result is not that great. Like 1/8 of a bar is almost 1/8 of your full bar is almost nothing. So it's rough, man. That right now I think is kind of ruining a lot of the online experience for a lot of people. Amongst the other stuff, Street Fighter X Tekken needs to be worked on, and hopefully we can get things fleshed out. But for the remainder of this episode, we're going to cover the few more of the matches I was having on that first day when I was learning Ogre. I have not had the chance to dive back into the online of Street Fighter X Tekken, although I am looking forward to seeing the situation with this auto block and Ultimate Defense gem. But you get to see a little bit more progression of me using Ogre, and within the first day I was actually having a lot more fun by the end of the day with the character, finding out some more synergy with him and Ken, and I really like him. Ogre's got some really interesting stuff if I go to the strategy guide, and you start seeing some of the moves and the block strings he has, and like where he's plus on block, things like that. When you start looking for like a character that you're going to start to get good with, if you have something like the strategy guide for the game, go to those moves and look for the normal moves that are plus on block, that offer like +5 or +3 or anything like that. Look for things that are plus on block. That is one of the best features you can have for your character, because it essentially means when something is quote-unquote plus on block, you're safe. That means that you can do that freely without worry of getting counterattacked right after. And that's a really important asset when it comes to fighting games. However, this is getting into the more basic elements of fighting games and what you need to look out for and what makes characters good. So let's get into the remainder of these matches and break down some of these games. So Kazuya is on his way making the approach. I try to get that random falling move that actually hits as an overhead, but use Ogre's double hitting 2-hit in the air target combo to bring Ken in. Ken misses a bounce opportunity with Kazuya right there, but take advantage of the other one at the moment. And with Ogre, if you're in the corner and you end up doing that target combo, you'll actually go underneath him a little bit too much, and you have to back up just slightly to get your combo. But now I'm in a bad situation where Ogre is riding very little health, and if you see right there, Ryu actually auto-blocked the overhead, which I was trying to fish out and forgot he had auto-block. But now Ogre's back in, and this is a problem, but oh, no, never mind. Ken comes back in and is able to finish up with the follow-up combo. And now Ryu is riding very little health, and I missed the double uppercut, but he misses his as well, and it leads to a KO. Our next game is going up against a Ibuki and Rolento. I actually think these two are paired partners in this game. Maybe, I'm not too sure. Rolento is really difficult with Ken sometimes because I want to anti-air him whenever he jumps at me, but his jump-in heavy punch can be really difficult to counter online, especially since it happens so fast. But Rolento gets his combo, makes his way out. I'm trying to space out with fireballs, get a random counter hit, and this leads into a full combo, and actually a lot of health loss as a result. That's pretty crazy, just that 7-hit combo did that much. When he chooses to tag in Ibuki, Ibuki goes for the ground bounce, does the uppercut, and flies back with the shuriken, and now is getting Ogre on a combo. But no, drops the middle portion. I accidentally go into the full target combo with Ogre on the ground, which will leave me open, and just been trying to learn how to use the character a bit more. Spacing things out, fishing for that random overhead, but Ibuki hits me with the ground bounce in the air. Rolento comes in with a couple of hits, but I am able to tag Ken in off of Ogre's Shoryu move, his energy field. Ibuki's doing some work. Oh, but with this, that should do a lot of damage just for the cost of 1 bar. I choose to actually use another bar just to bring Ken back in for the sake of convenience, and he has more health. But I miss a cross-rush opportunity there and choose to bring in Ogre to make him safe. But now Ogre is riding very little health, and I have no opportunity to tag Ken in, but that move does cause a hard knockdown, so it's a perfect moment to get Ken in at the right time. If I end with the grab here, this just might do it. No, choose to tag Ken in, and Ibuki gets out safely, but now Rolento is going to take a bulk of the damage. But no, he does not choose to press the button at the end. Brings Ibuki back in, and we're going to have a pretty close game here with 6 seconds left. Oh no, I missed the uppercut, and with about 2 seconds left, I don't think there's anything else that can actually be done. Even the throwing animation will cause a time over. Oh, this game can be so rough. So it started off the next match. Rolento goes in, like I was saying, jumping in with that heavy punch, and it's difficult to anti-air for me. It's just one of those things that he jumps at a weird angle when doing it. Gets it again, and through the counter hit, lands a low forward into super, and this will actually do a ton of damage because he did not have that many hits before that portion of the combo. So it does pretty well, and once again, Rolento gets his combo, and Ibuki comes in to follow up with the damage, but he misses her follow-up, and I am currently in a frustrated mode because nothing is working. Random uppercut misses, and Ibuki takes the round. So going into round 3, let's see how things start off here. If Rolento makes the same approach with that jump in heavy. Absolutely does. I missed the anti-air opportunity because I'm trying to anticipate it too quick. But Ken comes in and misses the combo follow-up, but he goes for a standing heavy, misses that, and now gets a full combo. Chooses not to bring in Ibuki and goes for the corner damage with Rolento. Rolento on the approach. I'm surprised I actually blocked that, but I did not block the combo on the ground, and Ibuki is back in, going for full damage. However, this started off with a Rolento jab combo, and as you can tell, that thing did no damage, and it was a huge waste of meter. I missed my target combo at the beginning with Ogre, so this isn't looking very well, but Ibuki gets hit by a random overhead, and now Ken is on the approach. That's what I like about Ogre, is that Ogre can essentially overhead you at any point during the game, and if so, he can actually tag another character in to somewhat make it safe. It's an interesting mechanic with Ogre that I really like. So, trying to make some spacing here, fishing out for that random overhead, don't get it. But now I get a target combo on the ground, and I think I'll choose to bring Ken in at the end of this. Ooh, I do, but I missed the combo opportunity because it didn't cause a longer ground bounce. But he tagged in Rolento, and Ibuki was stuck behind him and was still getting hit, so there was a really crazy situation. That game could have easily had gone in his favor if Ibuki had gotten out on time, but I was able to take advantage of it, and not even happy birthday, I was just hitting Ibuki, it looked like, so pretty crazy stuff on that end. Our last game is going up against a Rolento and Heihachi. Heihachi is one of those characters I also just want to start getting good with as well. He was kind of overused at the start of the game, but he's got this really interesting high-low mix-up at the start, and as long as you're able to space with him correctly, Heihachi's a pretty interesting character. This guy's rocking both of the alternate outfits with this character, so Rolento's got, it looks like Raven's outfit. Goes for the special move that lands into a heavy attack and gets a combo, but I bring in, which is funny, I just did that. I brought in Ogre, but I went for the command grab that took him out of the corner. That was probably a bad idea. Missed my ending final combo with Ken that ended with a fireball, but it didn't matter. Predicted the roll and was able to go in for a quick chain combo to take the game. So here we go, round 2. Let's see what Rolento does at the start. Chooses to go in with that jumping heavy. Like, Rolentos will do that because it is that good, and it can be difficult to counter. Miss him on a chain combo, but I miss my my target combo with Ogre, which will happen a lot. The timing is so sensitive on it that you need to really get used to it. Get him with one of those random overheads, and choose not to bring in Ken, but I use the overhead to come in for some more spacing. It actually it covers a big distance of ground, but it's not safe if it's on block, so you kind of have to make it safe by bringing in another character. But Ogre lands a cross-up, and this should do a ton of damage if I'd actually chose not to bring Ken in, which is interesting. If I did spend the meter and brought Ken in, this whole game might have been over. But Heihachi is currently on the attack, but he's got that defense gem, which will keep him alive a little bit longer. But wow, a counter hit in the middle of the air actually puts him onto the ground. That's pretty interesting. I didn't realize that happened. I'm fishing out a lot of those random overheads right now, so let's see how well this goes. Block the mix-up and actually block his throw opportunity, or backdash from the throw opportunity. And I think I tried to tag in Ken at this moment, but it just didn't work. It's a little difficult. The timing is a little sensitive when you go from that down-falling move, but he currently gets his super. I'm surprised he didn't actually... Oh, he barely didn't have enough meter to go into the team super. I choose just to tag in Ken, get him away, and it probably was a good idea, but we'll see how things work out here. Once again, every single time I see Rolento jump at me, I want to anti-air uppercut him so bad, and it's just that much more difficult because of that crazy jump arc. But with that, an anti-air into Ogre to do a full combo does a ridiculous amount of damage, and then the game is won. So that'll just about do it for this episode of the Online Warrior and Street Fighter X Tekken. If you guys could please leave a comment below of your thoughts on the Ultimate Defense Gem, and if you think it should be adjusted, please do so, and if you did enjoy the video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. Until then, this has been Max, and I'll see you guys next time.